going on, everybody? Splasher here, bringing you some of that Black Ops 2 multi-team action. This is a fun game of Hardpoint on Plaza, where I put up quite a few Blackbirds. And yeah, wanted to address a couple of things. I guess because the patch came out last night, and this is a pre-patch video, basically because I wasn't recording it all last night. Because I've sort of been struggling. And then when I turned the PVR off, everything went pretty well, so that was good. And I had a good night last night. But this game can be rage-inducing sometimes, to the point where it's just embarrassing to like sit there and reflect on how you've acted over a video game. But you know, the game just can do that, and I'm sure everyone's had their moments. Some worse than others. I'm probably in the worse than others department. But yeah, I want to talk about the multi-team, and frankly, I think the multi-team is probably the best part of this game. Connections are generally better, less people. With only 9 people being on the map at a time, it just seems to be less confusion, less clusterfuck. The maps tend to play better, with the exception of Hijack, which is just a horrific map. And the Black Ops 2 spawn system does not help that in any way whatsoever. But multi-team has been a great inclusion. Thankfully, the patch, which came out yesterday, switched, or I guess changed the fact that when a team left, you no longer got a draw, which is great, because we probably got 30 plus draws in multi-team, because, you know, when I run with a team like I run, we make people back out, and when you force entire teams to back out, everyone gets a draw, and you'll be leading the hardpoint game by like 200 points, and you'll still get a draw, which is unfortunate. Because while a draw isn't as bad as a loss, it still hurts the win-loss, and as a person that kind of plays the game to win, it's kind of frustrating to get a bunch of draws in a row when you should be getting wins. But the patch fixed that. And I want to address that Hardpoint, I think, is the best game type addition to Call of Duty since probably War was created. Much better than Kill Confirmed. I know it's basically a King of the Hill scenario, but with the way the score streaks has been implemented in this game, it is really nice, and it definitely pays the objective player. You know, the way the game works, by being in the hard point and defending it and getting kills while you're in it are worth more. Killing the people that are in it and then taking the hard point is more rewarding than just the guy that floats around the map killing people. So that helps. Definitely rewards the people that are playing for the win. And make sure your kill streaks or your score streaks really add up much quicker. In this game, I'm using the PDW with the laser and the foregrip. I'm not sure if the laser is necessary, and post-patch, I'm not sure if it'll be necessary either. I've heard a lot of people complain that when they use the gun, the laser doesn't even show up, so I don't think I've ever noticed that. And I'm a hip-firing fiend, so when I use a submachine gun, I don't intend to aim down sights unless I necessarily have to. So I really abuse the hip-fire capabilities, and I think the laser sight really adds to that. The submachine guns just kill so quickly in this game at range, and depending on connection, you know, saving the time to aim down sights and just hip fire, you'll get kills much quicker. At least that's what I've found, and you'll probably see in this video. Using the perks setup of Flak Jacket, Toughness, Dexterity, and Tac Mask. Ghost is good, but not in a hardpoint game where you know where you're going to be. People tend to know where you are. There's not going to be a lot of hiding. And there's you know, it's just no use using an extra perk on that. And, you know, to use the, you know, Ghost and Flak Jacket, you'd have to give up some other things for the wild card and whatnot. So in an objective game like this, I use the loadout of those 4 perks with a Simtex or a frag, depending on the map and the gun setup, and an EMP grenade, because EMP grenades are clutch, especially in hardpoint, where people will be setting up sentry guns and guardians to guard those areas. Having an EMP grenade on your default class or whatever class you're using from the get-go is much better than, you know, getting to an area and seeing somebody has a Guardian and no one has an EMP grenade or whatever. So you don't have to die and change classes. You just have it at the get-go. It's also good for dealing with equipment, tack inserts, things like that. If you know a team's tack inserting by hardpoint, you can toss that there, get rid of all the tacks with one, and then take control of the hardpoint that way. I feel like the EMP grenades need to be nerfed somewhat. Their range is ridiculous, and they have an effect on the player as well. So it's like a semi-flashbang / concussion. Maybe that ability should be taken away, but it does have just that slight stun effect, which I use here to blind a guy and then get in. So it's purposeful, so that's good as well. Running an anti-air class, with 2 EMPs is always good for dealing with Guardians, AGRs, things like that, as well as the FHJ launcher is a good setup. So, but patch, which I want to talk about, is the Jesus Christ. Some of the YouTubers, man, I'm not going to name any. Fuck it, I'll name some names. Woody flipped out about the patch and how it affected. His big thing was that the lightning strike was delayed by a couple milliseconds. We're fucking talking milliseconds here. So he made it sound like that, because the lightning strike is delayed a few milliseconds, that you can no longer use it to protect objectives. That's just hogwash. Coming from someone that's played on the PS3 with the patch already implemented, I can tell you that it's not an issue. Talking like someone that's an Xbox guy and a YouTuber that makes money by making Call of Duty videos, it makes sense to freak out about something like that. But the fact is he hasn't played it on PS3, so he doesn't know. I'm sure he's played it on Xbox, as is basically everyone that's making their pre-patch thoughts and videos are just talking from Xbox. I've already played it on PS3. It's not a big deal. The main concern, the recoil for the SMGs is negligible. You won't really notice it. I don't think the FAL is really affected as much as people are saying it has been. Assault rifle sway is taken away somewhat, which is good. I feel like they still need to nerf snipers more. They probably won't listen to that, but that's neither here nor there. The main issue is, and I think this is what's going to affect the game in the long run, is moving the UAV from a 350 point streak or score streak to a 425 score streak. Now what that does is, I can understand the reasoning, and I think that it being because UAVs are harder to get, there won't be the UAV spam, which means people will not use Ghost as much. I think that's kind of their idea. Also, to cut down on the spam, they'll make it a harder kill streak to get. Now, here's the thing. UAV was already basically a 4 kill point streak if you're playing TDM. And that's kind of how I base all the kill streaks off the original game. It's TDM, everything's 100 basically. Things obviously changed in objective games and whatnot, but moving the UAV to 425 now inherently makes it a 5 kill streak in TDM. That's too much for a UAV. Not to mention the fact that I think they're trying to make it a higher point streak, so it cuts down on the UAV spam so people don't use Ghost. The problem is the people that are going to continue to use Ghost is going to make the UAV even worse. So getting a 5 point streak, or a 5 kill streak in this case for TDM, makes the UAV basically useless if people are going to still have Ghost, which means your 5 kill streak is now worthless. You're getting what else are under basically 5 kill streaks, or 525 is the hunter killer. You might as well just skip the UAV and go straight to hunter killer. Lightning strike, something in that nature. You get the UAV and the counter UAV within 2 kills of each other now. I know, I guess that's how it was in Black Ops with 3-4, but it just seems making a UAV 5 kills is just too much. Although I'm all for anything that cuts down on Ghost usage, but the fact that it kind of hurts the people that run UAV by making Ghost even more powerful that way seems like a mixed bag. I'd be interested in see what your guys' thoughts are. I would like them to move Blackbird down 1 or maybe 2 kills, make it 1,000 as opposed to 1,200, because it doesn't seem to last as long, and getting it is harder than it was at 8 kills. So I think they need to introduce that, or maybe tweak the score streaks a little more than that. So that's my thoughts. Let me know what you think about the UAV and other post-patch thoughts. So see you guys later.